Showers and thunderstorms continue to increase over the next several days. I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey tracking a tropical connection just ahead.
Witnesses say they did what they could to help. What they tell us about a crash in Montgomery County that killed one person and injured two others.
She's gonna miss her.
After searching for days, rescue crews found the body of a missing woman near Cumberland Falls today. What one of her best friends is saying about her.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. WKYT News starts now with breaking news.
Good evening. Tonight, investigators are trying to figure out what caused the death of a man in a Bath County home, and they say it appears suspicious. State police say someone found the man dead tonight at a home on Wyoming Road near the Fleming County line. This is video from the scene just into our newsroom. Police say the person who found the body had gone to the home to check on the man after not hearing from him for a while. His name has not been released. Police say it does not appear the man died of natural causes, and again, they think the death is suspicious. Keep checking WKYT.com through the night, and we'll have the latest tomorrow morning on WKYT. Also breaking tonight, investigators say as many as 8 people have been shot tonight at a church in Charleston, South Carolina. According to USA Today, all those victims have died. Police say they're looking for a 21-year-old man who's believed to be the shooter. He may be in custody right now, trying to confirm that. The FBI is also on the scene helping police with the investigation. Now the weather. Another round of storms bringing heavy rain and lightning to parts of the bluegrass tonight. It looks like the storm threat will not be going away tomorrow. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. He shows us what's on the first alert defender right now. Chris?
Hi, Sam. We're tracking a big-time tropical connection that is out there from the Ohio Valley back to the west and then the southwest, where we have what is left over of Tropical Storm Bill. Still a depression into the evening hours across parts of Oklahoma and Texas. That's where we start with Defender to pick up on that pipeline of moisture. And look at the curly Q. Notice that nice circulation. Very photogenic storm as it continues to bring additional flooding rains here to parts of Texas and into Oklahoma. This is Tropical Depression Bill that will continue to lift its way slowly toward the Ozarks over the next few days. And again, you can still see the feeder bands wrapping around the center of circulation between Dallas and Oklahoma City. A lot of flooding ongoing with that. The track on this, what is left of this over the next 48 hours to 72 hours, should be right across northern Arkansas, southern Missouri, and then taking a hard right across the bluegrass state of Kentucky as it appears. Now, what that's doing is that out ahead of this, it's throwing up a lot of moisture into the bluegrass state in the Ohio Valley. So when we get these rounds of showers and thunderstorms to go up like what we've had over the past few days, they're putting down a lot of very heavy rains. Into the evening and overnight, a lot of this stuff now beginning to calm down across the entire area. Though when I come back in a few minutes, Sam, we will track the heavy rain threat courtesy of Bill. I've got a brand new hour-by-hour forecast that shows the center of circulation actually spinning on that hour-by-hour and rainfall numbers that are increasing from what we had earlier. That's in about 10 minutes.
All right, Chris, thank you very much. Looking forward to that. People living nearby tell us they heard a loud noise and quickly realized that something terrible had happened. Tonight, we're learning more about a deadly crash on a Montgomery County road. Investigators say that one person died. 2 others were injured this afternoon when a car and truck collided on Highway 11, just north of Mount Sterling. New tonight, Garrett Weimer talked to some witnesses. It's our top story at 11.
They didn't want it, but folks inside the Judy store had a front row seat to a terrible scene after a truck crossed the center line and hit a car head on.
We were just working and heard a loud, wasn't a crash, it was like an explosion, and we looked and seen the truck flying through the air, and we ran out there to see if we could help any of them.
It was too late for one man, the driver of the car, who the sheriff says was pronounced dead at the scene.
He was in his lane. The truck for some reason crossed over and struck him head on. You know, I mean, how do you avoid that? You know, I mean, you get up in the morning, you want to go to town, you expect to come back home.
Sheriff Shortridge says the 2 people inside the truck were taken to the hospital. Folks in the area say something needs to be done here because crashes in this spot are far too common.
It's just a blind spot there, and people just don't see it, and they need to slow down.
As for what they did see happen here, Pergram says it's something she'll never forget.
I hope I never have to go through that again or see another family have to go through that again.
In Montgomery County, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
The name of the man who died has not been released, and there's still no word tonight on the conditions of the two people inside the truck. We do have some new information, though, tonight about a crash that killed a man riding a motorcycle in Madison County. State police now say the victim has been identified as 40-year-old Charles Arvin of Richmond. Police say that this afternoon, Arvin lost control of his motorcycle on Union City Road. He crossed the center line and hit an SUV. Police say Arvin died at the scene. The driver of the SUV was not injured. New tonight, a man injured in a strange hit and run is now out of the hospital and facing charges. The Scott County Sheriff's Office says Theophilus Price Jr. was arrested tonight. He's charged with complicity to wanton endangerment. Price was riding in an SUV with Daniel Blackburn last night when investigators say he decided to smack someone walking down US 25. But police say as Blackburn pulled closer, Price leaned out the window and his head smacked into the head of the person walking as they drove past. Both Price and the person walking were hurt and taken to the hospital. Investigators say it's an unusual case.
We see people live through things that you would think there's no way they can live through it, and we've seen people die that probably should have never died.
Police later arrested Blackburn and charged him with DUI, wanton endangerment, and leaving the scene of an accident. They say he admitted drinking 4 large beers. Police say they also found blood in his passenger seat. A sad ending tonight in the search for a western Kentucky woman who went missing near Cumberland Falls. The search crews say they found Nina Parker's body this morning in the Cumberland River at the Whitley-McCreary County line. One of Parker's best friends is now talking about how she wants her to be remembered. Monique Blair is at the live desk with a story that's new at 11. Monique.
On Saturday, 24-year-old Nina Parker went missing while she was swimming in Eagle Falls at Cumberland Falls State Resort Park with her boyfriend and 2-year-old son. Crews spent the past 3 days searching for Parker, and this morning they found her body.
I'll never see my best friend again.
On Wednesday morning, Nicole Staten was in disbelief after she received a call from her best friend Nina Parker's sister, saying she was on her way to confirm the body a 10-man ground search team had found was Nina Parker.
Lord knows I don't want to wait. I don't want that phone call. I don't want the confirmation.
Crews found Parker's body 300 feet from the main entrance to Cumberland Falls. Her boyfriend told authorities she had slipped in the water Saturday and never came back up. Officials described the water in that area to be unrelenting, at times a foot or 2 deep, and then suddenly it can drop off to 12 to 18 feet deep. Staten says she remembers how excited Parker was when she found out she was pregnant with her now 2-year-old son Elijah.
I just keep thinking of my babies and how I'm here with them every day, and she's not gonna be able to do that. I know in heaven she will, but physically she won't.
Nina Parker was the person Staten says she went to for advice, to laugh with, and the person with whom she shared all her dreams.
I'm not ever going to be able to hear her voice again. I'm just going to miss her.
The Department of Fish and Wildlife says an open investigation into this case is ongoing. At the live desk, Monique Blair, WKYT.
Funeral arrangements for Nina Parker have not been announced at this time. We're tracking a crime alert in Winchester. Police say nearly 24 people woke up this morning and found their cars had been broken into. The cars were parked outside homes in the Holiday Hills and Wind Ridge Drive areas. Winchester police say the thieves stole anything valuable they could find in the cars, including some firearms.
We're dealing with firearms or electronic devices that may have personal information on them. You know, it's a felony to steal a firearm. So we've got 3 different felonies right now because we got 3 different victims that had handguns taken.
Police say so far they have not made any arrests, and with no witnesses, they do not have a good description of the thieves. Police think the thieves worked together as a group, checking door handles to find cars that were unlocked. Tonight, we've learned that 2 of the finalists for Fayette County's next school superintendent will be interviewed next week. School leaders say each candidate will spend a day and a half in Lexington. The first will tour schools on Tuesday and meet with school employees and members of the community on Wednesday. The second will tour schools Thursday and have meetings on Friday. The school district has not released the name of any finalists because a search firm is still doing background checks. Tonight, hundreds of people in Clark County are being told to boil their water. Kentucky American Water has issued a boil water advisory for its nearly 300 customers in the county. The water company says this is related to a water main break within the Winchester Municipal Utilities water system. New tonight, police are looking for the man responsible for a hit and run that injured a sheriff's deputy's wife in Laurel County. It happened this afternoon on Highway 80 near the Interstate 75 in London. Police say the man rear-ended the woman's car, then backed up and took off. She was taken to a nearby hospital to be treated. London police say this crash really hits close to home since the victim is married to a sheriff's deputy.
Well, even though we're different agencies, we're all brothers. It's a brotherhood. So it kind of hits home. It kind of gets everybody a fire lit under everybody.
Police say the suspect was driving a dark red or maroon Jeep Cherokee. It appears Brian Williams will be staying at NBC after all. He was suspended as anchor of NBC Nightly News 4 months ago over alleged exaggerations in his storytelling. His suspension ends in August. Tonight, CNN reports that NBC and Williams have come to a tentative agreement to keep him at the network. The report says Williams will not return to Nightly News, but he will be given a new role at NBC. It also says that Lester Holt will remain Nightly News anchor. A Pike County judge has been suspended after being charged with misconduct. Pike Circuit Judge Stephen Combs' suspension is pending a final ruling by the Judicial Conduct Commission. Investigators say Combs referred to the Pikeville City Commissioner as, quote, a cokehead, the mayor as, quote, fish face, and the city manager as, quote, Dumbo. They also say he threatened police. One of Combs' attorneys says the judge is disappointed by the suspension. A year after a Laurel County man died in a crash, his family says they're still waiting for justice. Jerry Thompson died last June on Highway 30 near London. Police say another driver, Justin Weebles, was speeding and trying to pass cars in the emergency lane when he hit Thompson. A grand jury later indicted Weebles on murder, reckless driving, and wanton endangerment charges.
He took the greatest man God ever put breath in on this earth away for no reason.
Wibbles is due back in court June 22nd. For now, he is out of jail on bond. New tonight, the federal government has hit AT&T with a $100 million fine over its unlimited data plans. The Federal Communications Commission says the company misled customers with the plans. The FCC says AT&T claimed to be offering unlimited data, but slowed internet speeds after a customer hit a certain amount. The company plans to dispute the allegations and the massive fine. Starting next week, you'll need to show a picture ID to buy many kinds of cough medicines in Kentucky. A new law puts tougher restrictions on medicines that contain a certain medication. Supporters of the law say it will keep people from using those medicines to get high. The law requires anyone buying it to show an ID and sign a document saying they're 18 or older. Pharmacists we talked to support the law.
For us to have to check an ID for someone to purchase it is okay. It's an extra step in the process. But if that extra step creates some safety among the minors, then I think it's a step that's worth taking.
The medicines they're talking about contain dextromethorphan. Under the new law, you'll also be limited to how much of the medicine you can buy.